And I'm here tonight because I'm a survivor. Since I was probably 3 years old, I grew up in a home full of abuse, not just physical, but sexual, emotional, and it became my norm. I am 39 years old, and I still fall into that pattern when it comes to people in my life, partners, just even acquaintances. I somehow attract them to me, maybe because I had such a heart for broken people, because I come from that place. I'm not quite sure, but it has been a long uphill battle. And like Lainey touched on earlier, I as well lost my child due to having to relocate myself. I had 8 years of raising my baby on my own, and for her to be ripped away from me because of CFS and because of the abuse was probably one of the most damaging things that could ever happen in my life. Like, any of the abuse that I went through when I was a kid was nothing compared to that pain. I spent the last 14 years in Winnipeg because I had to be moved here on a safety issue so that my abuser could not find me. And so far, it's been 14 years where I haven't had to see his face and deal with that. But in turn, it took 14 years of mine and my daughter's relationship away. It took half my heart, which just recently I was finally reunited with my child, but there's so much damage done there that it's going to take us years to repair. But I am grateful for the women's shelters. I'm grateful for the family that I did have behind me that did support me in my move. Who names their child one name and then has to all of a sudden call them a different name for the next 14 years and not have contact with I couldn't have contact with my family for probably 10 years of my life. I had to pretend like they didn't exist. And in that cycle, I also stopped abusing drugs because that was my first thing that I went to when I lost my baby. And I've been now clean, I think it's 14 years now off my drug of choice. Not saying that I'm absolutely 100% clean, but I do use medical marijuana for my pain tolerance and things like that. My body has suffered in many different ways. I now have fibromyalgia, which is based from trauma. I have stomach issues, and also had to rely on a lot of different medications for mental state for many years. But I'm happy to say I'm finally off that kind of stuff because I realized I just needed to use my voice and take back my life. In the last 2 years, I got involved in a job that stands up for women that have been sexually abused, as well as for the children. And they do a retreat and give back these women the tools they need to empower them and validate them. And I am super proud to say that is my main focus now in life is dealing with ladies. Not just ladies, because there's abuse, men are abusive, women can be abusive too, I'm not saying that. But for my network and what I do, I make it my goal every day to do something kind for someone, to speak my truth. I share it all over the world. I'm a network marketer, so I'm not afraid of who I am anymore. I no longer am in hiding anymore. And I now have that power back too, because I have that child that's been waiting for so long back in my life. Even though we're not next to each other constantly, it's something that has given me even more strength to just keep going and speak about it and not be silent. So I just want to encourage everyone here, and thank you for coming, and know that you're never alone and that there is tools out there. There are so many things that the government has changed about the system, and even right now, we're gonna be fighting the system to get our rights back as parents. And just, please, just speak out, ask for help, ask for a hand. I thank you, Barb, for doing this. We've known each other many years, and I really appreciate you having us come. Yeah, just keep going, you guys. Keep fighting the fight, because no one deserves to be treated like that, and you're definitely worthy. You're all worthy of so much more. Follow your dreams. Thank you.